Hello, everyone, and happy Pokemon Day.
Woo!
Hmm. We're about a week late, but we watched the Pokemon Presents last week, and there were there was one in particular, pretty exciting announcement at the end of that stream, and that was the reveal of Generation 9 in the Pokemon universe.
Whoa.
Yeah. And Show Me a Gen 8 Pokemon is a pretty, historic quote in the AJ and Katie, lore. And so I felt like talking at least about Gen 9 was pretty important for the reveal.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, just vibe-wise, this totally looked like Detective Pikachu with the bright yellow escalators.
Yeah. And then there's like the fog. So, that kind of lent itself to feeling a little creeped out.
Yeah.
I think I'm always looking for a horror game.
Yeah. I mean, it was clearly supposed to be spooky, though.
Yeah.
I mean, there's even like purple and red light. Like, it looks like Gengar.
And then this room is just like totally haunted.
Oh, yeah. There's like so much to take in, even watching for another time. It's like there's still like just too much to really get a good read on anything.
Yeah.
More spooky stuff happening.
And this dude's just freaking out.
Oh, yeah. As he should be.
As he should be, yeah.
We were freaking out.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the world. Get all these shots.
I mean, we didn't even know what was going on. We didn't know if this was like just more like Arceus stuff.
Yeah, we didn't know if it was even going to be a new game. That's, yeah, very true.
Definitely more wild area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely more of that.
Very cool.
I want that Dratini fountain.
Ooh, yeah. So yeah, there's this like Spanish style roof and everything. Like,
yeah.
I know that can be other locations, but
yeah.
And then obviously your big observation was the map.
Yeah, I saw the map, but that was not on the first watch.
Mm-hmm.
It was like we were watching it over again and pausing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw the map of Spain.
Whoa.
And then the B-Boys.
Wow. Wow. Dude. Pokemon Scarlet.
And Pokemon Violet.
Wow.
Which is pretty cool. You had Red and Blue back in Generation 1. It's coming out this year.
It's so crazy.
They are just like, it's constant right now. It's constant.
Watching this again, I'm like, whoa, that light coming out of the door when I said it was like Gengar, it was Scarlet and Violet light coming out.
Yeah.
At the very beginning. I didn't think about it till just now.
Well, but still though, could be Gengar colors.
Still Gengar colors.
Yeah, because it's like red eyes, purple body. They're pretty cute. They're pretty cute.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a pretty good class.
Yeah.
You and I, at first, we were just like, Sprigatito.
Yeah. Fave.
It's a kitty cat.
Yeah.
It's a grass cat.
Yeah.
I have slowly been like, is Fuecoco my favorite? And it's kind of like a crazy dark horse situation. But I do like reptilian type of dudes. And, he's just kind of like a chubby, crocodile guy. And it's tough. It's really tough. Between Sprigatito and Fuecoco, for me.
To know which is your favorite?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I do feel like I like all three of them, but I do feel like Sprigatito's my favorite. Very cute, big bright eyes.
Yeah.
And Fuecoco is very cute as well. A little bit, he doesn't look anything like him really, but, just kind of like, a little throwback to Charmander, maybe. I don't know, which was my first starter.
I mean, yeah, a bipedal fire lizard.
Yeah, a bipedal fire lizard, exactly. And he's so cute. You had thoughts on him, on his design.
Oh, yeah, you mean just kind of like how I kind of felt like he was almost like a Mario Pokemon?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's one of the reasons why I have an affinity for him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's really hard because, it's like Sprigatito's a cat. And, that's just... It's like, oh, it's a cat. It's instantly, I'm instantly going to like it.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to, like, fight that in my head, the fact that it's just a cat, and look at all three of their designs. And I think that's what's making me feel like maybe Fuecoco is my favorite. But they're both great. And, Quaxly's just cute. I don't want to, leave him out.
I was going to get to Quaxly.
Okay. Good.
And just say that he was cute also. But he's probably my least favorite, just design-wise. But it's so funny. We always talk about this, that the anime always makes us more fond of all of the starters, because they always incorporate them all in some way. And so, like, the example of last gen, we weren't as into Scorbunny. Just, from the go.
From the go. Because once Go got Scorbunny in the anime,
then we were more fond of it. So, I'm sure that we're gonna love Quaxly just as much. Which we're assuming all of these pronunciations, by the way. We haven't heard anybody else say them or talk about this, really. We haven't watched anything. We're, like, funny about things sometimes that we, like, don't want any, we won't even watch updates because we're just like, yeah, we're gonna play the game, so we don't need more information.
Right.
So it's like, yeah. So we haven't watched anything from anybody else about it except for this reveal trailer, which was very wild.
Yeah. And that's pretty much exactly where we stand. That's why we're, like, pretty much just deducing for ourselves where this game is set. Because it's like, that map on the wall that showed Spain is really the only thing that made us for sure that it's Spain. Because when we first saw it, and the one thing we did look up were the names of the starters. We were like, okay, what are their names?
Oh, yeah, right, true.
And so we did look that up, and I think we saw, I don't have it in front of me, but we saw, like, little, like, almost Pokedex entries about each one.
Very small blurbs.
Yeah. Like, Sprigatito's capricious, Fuecoco is laid back, and Quaxly is tidy.
Yeah.
I think are the things I read. But other than that, we haven't looked anything up. And so at first we saw this and we were like, could this be Italy? And that was actually your thought, because the languages are similar.
Yeah.
Like, gatto is cat in Italian. It's just with two T's.
Yeah.
And then you brought up that fuoco is fire in Italian.
Yeah.
Because at first we were like, oh, these are Spanish names, or at least those two. Or, they're based, the roots are based in Spanish. And then, you brought that up and I was like, oh man, maybe it's Italian, which, like, I have Spanish heritage. So, like, for me, I was really excited. Not that I wouldn't have been excited anyway, but I was really excited. I was like, oh man, Spain, sweet. And so then you were like, oh, it could be Italian. And I was like, you know what? You could be right about that. But when we rewatched it, we paused it, we saw the map of Spain on the wall. Not that an Italian set one wouldn't be exciting. I'm sure there's Italian, people who would love that. So I'm not trying to say I deserved my Spanish one.
But Pau Gasol.
So, yeah. Exactly.
Conversation ended.
Yes.
Just, it's for Pau Gasol.
It's for Pau. Yeah, so, additionally, we were like, oh, it's Spanish speaking. That doesn't necessarily mean it has to be Spain.
Oh, yeah, for
Could
sure.
be like South America, could be Mexico, Central America, you know, like Brazil was one of the ones we were considering.
Yeah.
But that map of Spain on the wall, I feel like, is just the dead giveaway
Yes.
that is set in Spain. And again, we haven't looked into anything. They're like, Game Freak may have straight up said where this is set. We're sitting here just talking based on what we've observed ourselves.
Yeah.
And so, you know, this information might be out there and we're just, you know, wrong. But I think we're right. I think it's set in Spain.
That was our first instinct, and yeah, like you were saying, it's like we toyed with the idea of it potentially being Italian names, but I feel like we were pretty solid thinking that it was Spanish, and also like, yeah, I guess we didn't know until you saw the map of Spain.
Yeah.
What seems like Spain. We're being very assuming about that, I guess.
I mean, we literally pulled up a map of Spain.
We did.
I mean, it looks very, very exact. But,
yeah, you're right.
I mean, who knows?
Did you talk already about Scarlet and Violet being similar to Red and Blue?
You know, I started saying that.
Sorry.
That's right. Scarlet and Violet. So in Generation 1, we had Red and Blue. Generation 3, Ruby and Sapphire. Now we have Scarlet and Violet. So I kind of like that they're doing that again. You know, like kind of like a ode to the first generation like they did in Generation 3. And I kind of like that we're back into colors.
It's interesting to be back in colors for sure, because I feel like Sword and Shield was like quite a weird one.
Yeah. Sword and Shield was a weird one. Because, I mean, even like Sun and Moon, it kind of, you know, the light and dark, it was still kind of color-esque.
Yeah.
Like it kind of like made you feel colors.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Sword and Shield, it was very not. Yeah. Because like X and Y and Sword and Shield, I feel like have been the...
Yeah. X and Y was weird too, I guess. That's true. X and Y, yeah. But their color schemes were still red and blue.
Yep.
And then same with Sword and Shield, yeah. Right?
Yeah. I mean, basically, yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So that about wraps it up for AJ and Katie's discussion on the reveal of Generation 9. Show me a Gen 9 Pokemon.
Wow.
Doesn't really roll off the tongue anymore. Not the way Gen 8 did. But that about does it for our little quick recap of what was a pretty awesome surprise for Pokemon Day 2022.
We were not expecting it.
Not at all. So thanks for joining us, and we will hopefully be making another video pretty soon. Show us a Gen 8 Pokemon. Poconos.